Ah, ¿sí? ¿Listo?
Uno,
dos, tres.
Ahora sí.
Well, it's Wednesday right now, but yesterday was the end of my full second week here in Colombia. It's interesting because I feel like it goes both very quickly and very slowly, but both in a good way at the same time, you know? I think it's because I'm putting a lot of mental effort into learning a new language or something new. I went out with this girl yesterday. She was Venezuelan, and 2 hours pretty much only in Spanish. Sometimes I would speak in English here and there, and she can speak a little bit, but for the most part it was all Spanish. My roommate, she can only pretty much speak Spanish. There's a lot of people in my life that are very patient while I'm learning, so I think that's the most important thing in me trying to learn this language is that because when I go on the street, you know, or like to a restaurant, it's I feel very rude asking them to speak slowly or to say it again. You know, they're like, oh, what is this Gino doing? You know, but with my friends and the people that I've made, you know, when I make a mistake, they'll correct me, which I love, and they're very patient when I like if I hear something and I didn't quite get it, I'll ask them to say it slower, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, then now I understand. The interesting mix between going to school and learning a bunch of words, as well as like coming at home and using it and speaking it all the time, is really helpful to what I want to accomplish, just learning the language. Side note, something that's kind of, whatever, I'm gonna just say it, it's fine. One of the reasons, I'm not gonna lie, that I came to Colombia was for the women. I think that I just love Latino women. If you know me, white girls or Latinas are my kryptonite, right? And here in Medellín, what they said about there being beautiful women everywhere is so true. Literally every single neighborhood you go to, you'll be able to find beautiful women. So in El Poblado, where I was going to school, that's like the rich high-end area. Think the Beverly Hills or Bel Air of here in Medellín, you know? And over there, obviously, you're gonna see people with money, so there's attractive women walking around everywhere. But even in my old place, the old neighborhood I was in, La Milagrosa, you would walk around, there's beautiful women everywhere. In the neighborhood I'm in right now, it's called Estadio, which is near the stadium, where I went to the football game last week. Same thing, you just sit down, eat dinner, eat lunch for a little bit, bro. Every 2 seconds, a beautiful woman walks by. It's really amazing. And that's not obviously the biggest reason that I'm here, but I'm not gonna lie and say that's not one of the factors why I chose Colombia. But probably the biggest reason I chose Colombia was, I mean, it's pretty underrated. So everything's still fairly reasonably priced. You know, if you come from a Western country, your dollar or your euro or your pound goes really far here. At the same time, the Colombian Spanish is very easy to understand. The accent's very clear from what I've seen. They speak fast, but they don't speak too fast to the point where I can't understand what they're saying. So, I mean, some people it's just like, but I think with trying to learn any foreign language, you know, that's how they feel when we speak English as well. Yeah, for the most part, after 2 weeks, you know, I can understand quite a bit. I can have full conversations, and that's, man, that's just a win for me, so I'm really excited. So now I'm no longer scared to talk to people, and after that, now it's just constantly practicing, people teaching me words, trying to listen to the podcasts that I have, and just constantly learn new vocabulary every day. And I think the grammar, I come to understand that the thing I really struggle with is the past tense, because I didn't really learn it in the classroom, and I keep trying to guess it, and when I think I have it, I almost always get it wrong. Speaking in present tense, you know, I feel is pretty good, and the past tense, the one that I know the best is like I went, which is like fui, or like fuimos if we all go, or like you fue, right? You went, I went. Like estuve, estás, hasiste. I don't know any of any of those ones. Those are really hard to pick up. All things considered, you know, it's been about a week since I heard the news that I wasn't gonna get my job, and even though I was pretty sad on the first day, it's been like I've been taking it with stride, you know, and now I'm like, fuck, all I want to do for this month is relax, you know, take dance lessons, really just get settled in with the culture and just do new things, you know. I really took it as a blessing because now I really don't have any plan, and I think that's the most liberating and the most free thing, and I don't know, I'm just really happy now, you know? I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. I'm happier than I was back in LA, even when I was making all this money, you know? Obviously I need to find a way to start making money again. It can't be just all spend. But with my savings, it'll last me for a while, and I'm watching my money, and like I said, things are not very expensive here. You know, if I play it smart, my living expenses for a month are $400, if that. Yeah, that just blows my mind. So, and the people have been so welcoming. They've been so friendly. You know, the food is pretty good. I can't complain, man. My whole experience here in Colombia so far has been really, really nice. And I've been thankful for all the friends that I've met. I've been thankful for all the people on the street that have been nice to me. You know, it's just a really different culture and a different way of life, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can to the Colombian culture, because I don't know, I think, well, so what I've noticed, especially, okay, so not a lot of Asian people visit South America. That's just a thing. So when I walk around, right, when I'm walking around, especially if I'm walking around with a Latina girl, you know, a friend or my roommate or whatever, right, I get a lot of stares, I get a lot of looks, right? At first I was just like, dang, are they being hostile towards me, or what's the deal? But I think a lot of it's because they just haven't seen an Asian guy before, and when they're seeing me walking around, you know, there have been a couple like Asian jokes thrown my way, you know, people trying to be funny, but I just ignore it, it's fine. But for the most part, you know, when they look at me, I think they're more confused than anything, but then I'll just wave and say, oh, hola, buenos dias, or like, hola, buenas, right? And then they just wave right back, and then they smile. And especially with the older people, you know, they're really nice and they're really friendly about it. And as long as I'm polite, and I think as long as you're respectful to the people of a country, you know, they're going to welcome you with open arms. I think that's a good mentality to have if you're visiting a foreign country. You know, I think a lot of people don't like foreigners, especially I think I hear this a lot with Americans, you know, that we come to people's countries and we don't respect the culture of the country. We just kind of like, oh, you know, we want to go for our reasons. But I think that once people see that you're respectful of their culture and you want to learn Spanish, you know, once people hear that I'm trying to speak Spanish in my broken Spanish, you know, I think they become a lot nicer and more respectful. And at the end of the day, you know, we're all just people, and the people here are so nice. They're very loving, they're very friendly, and yeah, I love it here. I'm gonna try to stay for as long as I can. So peace out, guys. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope I could share some great information. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more. If you want to follow my story, you know, subscribing and liking really helps me out. I just appreciate you all. And fun fact, I'm not wearing any pants.